The space race was a significant period of technological and ideological competition between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Its origins trace back to the end of World War II, when both nations sought to harness the power of rocket technology developed by German engineers. The competition officially began with the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite, on October 4, 1957. This event stunned the world and demonstrated Soviet superiority in space technology, prompting the United States to intensify its own efforts. In response to Sputnik, the United States established the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, in 1958, aiming to catch up and surpass Soviet achievements. The early years saw both countries achieving significant milestones. The Soviet Union continued to lead with a series of firsts. Sputnik 2 carried the first living creature, a dog named Laika, into space in November 1957, and in April 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth, a monumental triumph that further fueled American determination. President John F. Kennedy's famous 1961 speech set a bold goal for the United States, to land a man on the Moon and return him safely to Earth before the decade's end. This ambitious objective catalyzed the American space program, leading to the development of the Apollo program. NASA made incremental advancements with the Mercury and Gemini missions, which tested the limits of human spaceflight and honed the skills needed for a lunar landing. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union continued to achieve notable successes. Cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman in space in 1963, and Alexei Leonov performed the first spacewalk in 1965. However, the Soviet lunar program encountered setbacks and technical difficulties, allowing the United States to gain a crucial advantage. The culmination of the space race came with NASA's Apollo 11 mission. On July 20, 1969, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first humans to set foot on the Moon, while Michael Collins orbited above in the command module. Armstrong's words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed around the world, symbolizing not only a technological triumph but also a significant victory in the ideological battle of the Cold War. The success of Apollo 11 effectively marked the end of the space race. While both nations continued their space exploration efforts, the intense competition subsided. The subsequent Apollo missions further explored the lunar surface, but budget constraints and shifting priorities led to the program's conclusion in 1972. The Soviet Union, although never landing a human on the Moon, continued with significant space achievements, including long-duration missions aboard space stations like Salyut and Mir. The space race left an enduring legacy, driving advancements in science, technology, and international collaboration. It demonstrated the potential of human ingenuity and the capacity for peaceful competition to yield extraordinary accomplishments. The cooperative spirit that emerged in later years, exemplified by the Apollo-Soyuz test project in 1975 and the development of the International Space Station, reflected a new era of collaboration born from the intense rivalry of the space race.